Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. I think there was some technical glitch as well. I was live, I think it's been 5 minutes, but still you people were not able to get me live. And before that again there was some technical glitch, that's why class got delayed. Anyway, now we are live. Let me ask the team, is everything all right or not? Okay, so now everything is all right. So far we are done with noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, tense. Next chapter is adverb in the sequence of parts of a speech, right? So definition is before you. Adverb is a word which modifies a verb, comma, an adjective, or another adverb in the same sentence. You can simply remember this like except noun and pronoun, rest of the parts of a speech are described by, modified by adverb, right? Example is written over here. She sings melodiously. Here, adverb is modifying the verb, the first part. In second, she sings quite melodiously. Melodiously was adverb of manner, like how does she sing. And quite is enhancing the degree of this melodiously. So this is again the adverb. It is adverb of degree. So here one adverb is actually modifying the another adverb. Here adverb was modifying the verb. Here one adverb modifying the another adverb. And in the third sentence, she's a very melodious singer. Here singer is noun, melodious is adjective, and very is placed before that. And again, this is what it is adverb, which is modifying an adjective. So whatever is written in the definition, that has been justified by these three examples. Now the types of adverb. Simple adverb, relative adverb, interrogative adverb, these are the broader classifications, right? But if you are aware of the simple adverb, you can easily deduce what is relative, what is interrogative. And even we have discussed this interrogative adverb thing in the pronoun chapter as well, where when we discussed the interrogative pronoun, we understood the fact that सवाल पूछने वाले जो शब्द हैं, WH family words, they can be interrogative pronoun, adjective or adverb, right? So if you are aware of simple adverbs, you can easily get what is interrogative and relative. So first one is the adverb of time, means all those words which give you the information of the timing of the action. Here before and after is written. Before and after can be used as in preposition and as in conjunction as well. And we have discussed these things in grammar primer session, right? Adverb of place, which gives you the information about the place of the action actually. Adverb of manner, how something is done, like beautifully, melodiously, she sang melodiously, she performed brilliantly, right? He spoke well, or anything like that. And now the next one is the adverb of frequency, which talks about that how often something happens, right? So we have words like always, always, seldom, often, right? Always, seldom, often, rarely, barely. You know, so all these words actually give you the information of adverb of frequency. Got it, everyone? Now the next one is adverb of affirmation. Adverb of affirmation. Adverb of negation. Then adverb of affirmation, adverb of negation, adverb of degree. And then we have adverb again, plays a very crucial role, particularly in those questions where they ask you that what is the best replacement of the given sentence. Our questions could be based on dangling modifiers or misplaced modifiers. So in those cases, if you are not aware of the adverb and particularly the placement of adverb, because adverb is all about its placement. Misplaced modifier, what we call. Misplaced modifier means that word should be placed somewhere else and you have placed somewhere else. So those misplaced modifier could be a word, could be a phrase, or could be a clause as well. So in lengthy sentences, they give you the clauses and you need to understand that where that clause should be placed. And there is one bottom line rule that you should place adverb as close as possible to the word it is intended to modify, right? If you do टेक केयर ऑफ दिस, आपका काफ़ी काम हो जाता है. एंड देयर आर सम वेरी बेसिक पॉइंट्स जो आपको ध्यान में रखने हैं. सो द लास्ट वन इज एडवर्ब ऑफ रीजन और पर्पस. Adverb of reason or purpose. Adverb of affirmation. Can you give me a couple of examples? Like we say, certainly. You know, I certainly support your views. So, certainly, definitely, absolutely, absolutely, you know, etc. All these words will fall under the category of affirmation. Negation, as the name suggests, all those words which talk about negativity, like you have never, you have not, right? So these are what? Adverb of negation. Adverb of degree. Adverb of degree, like she's a very good singer. So very, too, rather, it's too hot. It's rather hot. It's fairly hot. It's quite good. So all these words are what? Adverb of degree. And the reason and purpose, as the name suggests, it is like in order to, you can use this particular phrase. And generally you get phrases in order to, hence, therefore, so that, etc. That's why I called him up. Etc. So these are the different types of adverb, right? Now let's discuss interrogative and relative as well. You know, even we can discuss over here as well. Adverb of time. So this is the answer of the question, when something was done. Place is the answer of the question which is being asked by where. Manner is how. And frequency is how often. How often. Right. So this is frequency. And then the last one is the reason is why. So we have these 5 words which can be used as an interrogative. Right. So when did you reach there? When did you reach there? Here, when is what? That is the interrogative adverb of time. Where was he beaten up? Right? How does she prepare this recipe? Traffic congestion is the reason why I came late. This is the place where he was beaten up. So I think examples are pretty evident. Here, this where is what? It's relative adverb. It's relative adverb of place. Here, why is what? It's relative adverb because it comes in between and creates the relationship. So it's a relative adverb of reason. How does she prepare this recipe? Here, how is what? It's interrogative adverb of manner. Where is int interrogative adverb of place, right? And when is what? It is interrogative adverb of what? Time. So these were the examples of interrogative and relative adverb. All these words, if they are asking questions, they will fall. If they are asking questions, they will fall in the category of interrogative adverb. And if they are coming in between and joining the two parts, creating the relationship between the two parts, they will be called a relative adverb. Although, sir, apart from the topic, I have a doubt, sir, is it correct to write people's life or people's life? Kshitiz, whatever you have written, that is same. In both the cases, people's life, you are putting apostrophe after E only. So what you want to ask me? We have already discussed this people thing in the noun chapter. What was the discussion? That people, this word is plural in itself. So this word will always take the plural format, like in the verb and the pronoun and what so. And if you are using this thing, peoples, actually this simply reflects the people of different nationalities, different races. That was the meaning. So I think it is clear to you, no? Is this clear? So this is talking about the different races, different nationalities. तो आप दोनों के साथ इसके साथ सिर्फ अपॉस्ट्रॉफी का साइन लगाओगे, यहाँ पे अपॉस्ट्रॉफी एस लगा सकते हो, और आप लाइफ और लाइव्स आप पूछ रहे हैं, ओके नहीं, सो जाहिर तौर पे दोनों में आप लाइव्स ही करोगे क्षितिज. In both the cases you will be using lives only. That's the correct uses. You know, people's lives, लोगों की जिंदगियां. Or if the reference is like collectively you are using, then you can simply say people's life. But if you're referring to like the लोगों की जिंदगियां बहुत तबाह हो गई हैं या something, so in that case you will be using plural, because logically people is plural, this word is plural, so definitely whatever the structure will go with it, that should also be in a plural format, right? Is it clear to you? Relative adverb of place. So I think common sense, common gyan of adverb chapter is done now, and now let's move to the concept area. Can you give me a sentence where when can be used as in relative adverb? Can you give me one example where when can be used as in relative adverb? One example. Do you know when the Rajdhani Express arrives? Do you know when the Rajdhani Express arrives? So here this when is what? Or do you know the time? You can simply say. अब देख रहे हो, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं what kind of clause is this? Let me write one more sentence. Do you know the time when Rajdhani Express arrives? So here, this part is what? It's noun clause. It's noun clause which is acting as an object of the verb know. But in the next sentence, do you know the time when Rajdhani Express? So here this when wala clause is actually describing this noun time, and whatever describes noun is called what? Adjective. So this when Rajdhani Express arrives, this is what? This is adjective clause. This is adjective clause, right? So when is coming? In between. Okay, now let's get started with the concepts. Concept number 1, right? It is related with enough. Let me write 2 sentences. You will be absolutely clear with this. Like, he is strong enough. He's strong enough to face this situation. And the next one is, he has enough strength. He has enough strength to face this situation. Now, if I ask you, the word enough is common in both the sentences. What is the grammatical profile in the first sentence and in the second sentence? Then what will be your answer? What is the grammatical profile of the enough in the first sentence? Here, the word strong is adjective, and whatever modifies adjective, that is called adverb. So in the first sentence, this enough is what? This is adverb of degree. It is talking about the degree of his strength. He is strong enough. And he has enough strength. Here this strength word is what? It's noun, and whatever comes before noun and modifies that is called adjective. So this is adjective of quantity, because the strength is abstract noun, right? You can't give that abstract noun a number. So this is what? Adjective of quantity. So now it is evident, and you can deduce the simple rule, simple concept, that when enough is placed before noun, it acts as an adjective, and when enough is placed after an adjective, it acts as in what? As an adverb. Right? So do remember, this is the first point. Here enough is what? Adjective, and here enough is adverb. The simple concept is what? Whenever enough acts as an adverb, it is placed generally after the word it modifies, and whenever enough acts as an adjective, it is placed before the word it modifies. So do remember, a lot of times they just misplace the word enough. So you need to remember this. Next concept is related with adverb of manner. Concept number 2. He speaks fluently. If I ask you, out of these 3 sentences, which one is incorrect, what will be your answer? He speaks fluently, he speaks Urdu fluently, he speaks fluently Urdu. So here the first and the second is absolutely correct. Third is incorrect, right? So the concept is very simple and evident as well. Adverb of manner, like the fluently is the adverb of manner. This is the answer of the question, like how does he speak? So adverb of manner are placed just after the verb, but when the verb has its object, then object will be placed first and then you can put adverb of manner. Like in the second sentence, what does he speak? That is given. So this Urdu is what? This is the object. So when object of the verb is provided, then that object will be placed first and then you can place adverb of manner, right? When object is given, then adverb of manner will not be placed just after the verb. So do remember this thing. Very commonsensical stuff. Now the next concept is it's like seldom or never, seldom or ever, and seldom if ever. If I ask you again out of these three expressions, which one is incorrect? So your answer will be seldom or ever is incorrect, seldom or never, or seldom if ever is absolutely correct. And you do know seldom का मतलब ना के बराबर होता है, तो ना के बराबर के साथ कभी नहीं चल जाएगा, but seldom or never is absolutely diametrically opposite, right? So वो interchangeably use नहीं हो सकते. But if is placed before ever, then this is absolutely correct. Seldom if ever. So do remember this thing, because sometimes people mug up this thing that we cannot use ever with seldom. But do remember, you can use ever with seldom when if is placed before ever, right? So you can make a sentence. These are the simple things, right? And you can easily identify the error in the sentence. I seldom or ever visit my school. If someone asks the error, that is pretty evident. You can correct this sentence either by replacing or with if, or you can simply say or never. So both the ways you can correct, right? Both the ways you can correct the sentence. Now the next one, concept number 4. This is the problem between much to versus too much. Much to vs too much. कहाँ क्या लगाएं? बहुत confusion होती है यहाँ पे भी. Let's write some sentences and then we will just deduce the concept. Your failure is too much painful for me. What is your opinion? Is it correct or it should be interchangeable? You have to interchange these words. Before painful, you should use much to. Too much is incorrect. It should be much too painful right? And here this much to will is wrong, and it will be replaced by too much. So now you can simply deduce the concept. What is the concept? Like much to takes an adjective after it, whereas too much takes noun after it, right? This is the concept. Do remember this. Much to takes an adjective, like much too painful. Much too painful. And here too much pain. So pain is abstract noun, that will take too much, and much too will take an adjective. Concept number 5. He rarely went to meet nobody. I hardly buy nothing whenever I visit any place. Now, if I ask you that are these sentences correct, or you have to correct it? And if you think you need to correct it, then how will you correct it? He rarely went to meet nobody. How will you correct it? He rarely went to meet anybody, not nobody. Why is it so? Because you cannot use two negative words in the same sentence. Rarely and hardly, these words are what? Negative. इनका मतलब ही होता है ना के बराबर. Scarcely, rarely, hardly, barely, you know, seldom, neither, nowhere, never. If these words are used in a sentence, you cannot use, or you should not use, other negative words. In the same manner, I hardly buy anything, not nothing. I hardly buy anything. तो ये सारे के सारे शब्द आपको देखने हैं, राइट? सिंपल सा फंडा है. Two negatives should not be used in a sentence, राइट? और बाकी के शब्द क्या क्या बोले हमने, जैसे यहाँ पे दो तो लिखा ही है, चाहो तो लिख ही लो. रेयरली, हार्डली, barely, scarcely, neither, nowhere, never, nothing, etc. else should be followed by but. else should be followed by but. else के बाद but का इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो करते क्या हैं? What do they use? This is nothing else than sheer stupidity. This is nothing else than sheer stupidity. Ritik has no one else to play with. Except his brother. So here the problem is what? Here else is followed by than, which is incorrect. This is nothing else but sheer stupidity. And Ritik has no one else should be followed by, but again, except will be replaced by but, right? So this is incorrect. So generally they put than and except after else, and you should use but. Next one is, next concept. Concept number, it is 7. Yes. This is connected with, this is related with adverb of frequency. Adverb of frequency. He always comes on time. He always comes on time. He was always on time. He has often told me about his feelings. Now look at the positioning of adverb of frequency. He always comes on time. Here you are using indefinite tense, right? So in indefinite you go, whenever you use indefinite tense, adverb of frequency will be placed just after the subject. So he always comes on time. Here always is placed just after the subject. So you can't say he comes always on time, or he always came on time. So came is what? That is past indefinite, and that is why I have just written indefinite, because this is applicable on present and past both. He was always on time means what? Whenever you use be form of verb like is, am, are, was, were, been, so in that case adverb of frequency is not placed just after the subject, it is placed after the be form of the verb. So अगर is, am, are, was, were, been means कुछ लग रहा है sentence में, then you can put the adverb of frequency just after them. And in the third sentence, what you see here, has is what? This is helping verb, and told is what? This is main verb. And when helping verb and main verb both are provided, then adverb of frequency will be sandwiched between them. उन दोनों के बीच में sandwich हो जाएगा. This is the general concept, right? This is general concept. Concept number 8. I often have to go to school on bicycle. I often have to go to school on bicycle. He always used to fight with me. So here actually we are just talking about have to and used to. If you are using these two modals, then preferably adverbs are placed before them. Have to and used to prefer adverbs before them. Right, so this is the concept number 8. Concept number 9, it says that never and not are not interchangeable. ऐसा नहीं है कि जहां पे आप नेवर लगा रहे हो वहां आप नॉट लगा सकते हो, या नॉट जहां लगाना चाहिए वहां पे आप नेवर लगा रहे हो. नेवर का मतलब कभी नहीं होता है. नेवर मीन्स व्हाट? कभी नहीं. सो दिस इज मोर ऑफ ऑपोजिट ऑफ ऑलवेज, राइट? सो यू नीड टू take care of this fact. Let me write some sentences. I did never go to school yesterday. He is of no use in kitchen. She has never cooked food. Tell me where the usage of never is incorrect, in the first or second sentence? What do you think? Second is correct. And in the first, the problem is what? Never is incorrect. Here you should write not. Did not go to school yesterday. Yesterday is given. Last chapter में करके आ रहे हो tense में. Whenever you get these adverbial time phrases, either at the start or at the end of the sentence, that's a clear indication that you should go with what? Past indefinite. So she's of no use in kitchen. She has never cooked food. So ये ध्यान में रखना है. Because both are adverbs of negation and कई बार हमें confusion हो जाती है. Concept number 10. This is related with order of adverb. Order of adverb. Tell me, is this correct? First answer me that how many different kind of adverbs do we have in this particular sentence and how will we correct them? So here we have three different kind of adverbs. Yesterday gives you the information of time. So this is adverb of time. At the sports meet, this is what, where he played. It's the adverb of place. And well is what? This is adverb of manner. So here it is time, place, manner. How would you correct it? Gut feeling. What your gut feeling says? This is incorrect. He played well at the sports meet yesterday. Right? And here, this well is what? It is M, which is manner. At the sports meet is what? It is place. And yesterday is what? Time. And this is called what? This is called MPT rule. MPT rule. Right? So, if these three adverbs are placed, order will be, you will place manner, then place, and then time. Can you give me one sentence as an example? Where you can use this MPT thing? Then I'll give you the advanced form of this concept. I'll wait for a minute. The enemy attacked quite aggressively. At the palace. The enemy attacked quite aggressively at the palace. Once last night in order to subjugate the neighboring state. How many different kinds of adverb can you see over here? Quite is degree, aggressively is manner, at the palace is what? Place. Once is what? Frequency. Last night is what? Time. And in order to subjugate the neighboring state is reason or purpose. So evidently order is what? DMPFTR. DMPFTR. This is the order where D stands for degree, M stands for manner, P stands for place, F stands for frequency, T stands for time, and R stands for reason or purpose. Right, so this is the order. DMPFTR. Can you give me a sentence? Order of adverb में you can make lengthy sentences. She runs very fast. She runs very fast outside every morning before going to college to lose weight. degree, manner, DMP, place, every morning, frequency, before going to college. This is time phrase. So time, and what is the reason or purpose? To lose weight. DMP, FTR. This is the second sentence. This was the first one. Do show your creativity. Next concept is just and just now. What is the difference? Just is used in present perfect, whereas just now is used in past indefinite. So you can easily figure out the error in the sentence if you encounter a question based on this concept. Like I have taken my lunch and I took my lunch just or just now. The choices are pretty evident. I have just taken my lunch, just is present perfect, and I took, it's past indefinite, I took my lunch just now. Right. So there are a lot of confusing things still left, and if you study sincerely, you must have observed there are some confusions, like what's the difference between before, ago, but, or for that matter, what is the difference between so far as an adverb, so far, yet, what is the difference? Then late, lately, recently, off late, again confusing area. Next thing is the rule of inversion, again one of the most important concepts, because it seems a bit absurd when you read sentences which are written in a manner which is based on rule of inversion. So वो क्या होता है rule of inversion, किन किन cases में वो apply होता है. And then you have a misplaced modifier like misplaced word, misplaced phrases, misplaced clauses. Then you have dangling modifiers. So we'll discuss all these things in the next class, right? And hopefully I'll try to increase the frequency of the classes by next week. Let me see what can I do. So in the next class, we'll complete this chapter as well. There are some concepts, and then we'll solve the questions based on adverb. And again, out of these 8 parts of speech, we have adjectives and adverbs जो कि modifier के तौर पे काम करते हैं. We have only two modifiers, adjectives and adverbs. So placement is pretty important, और वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो बात का पूरा मतलब ही चेंज हो जाता है, right? Only he saw my dress, he only saw my dress, he saw only my dress, he saw my only dress, he saw my dress only. Meanings are altogether different in all these 5 sentences. So we need to be very, very careful in putting the adverbs, because मतलब का मतलब इधर से उधर हो जाता है बिल्कुल, तो बड़ा ध्यान रखना है इसका. So let's catch up in the next class and then we'll cover the rest part of the adverb. Thank you.